floor. And I would also like it to terraform the terrain a little bit. I would like to do dungeon-esque type caves in the game, kind of like, but we'll see where that goes. I can't put a ton of stuff on the coders right now. I would like to add more flexibility into the build system. That's something that can very well come with time. As you guys see the game evolve, I could totally decide to scrap the build system and come up with a freeform build system like you see in Rust, or Reign of Kings, or a lot of other games out there. I do like the template system. It does make it easier for players, and it also gives us the ability to create really cool looking structures, which we have some ideas of doing. But at the same time, it is a little bit limited in terms of creative freedom. Yes, there will be in-game books and lore, Megabomb. Are you going to add gold? No, there's no reason for gold in the game. What would you use it for? That's the question. Now, as an alloy that you use to craft stuff, maybe. But like gold, when you say gold, I kind of thought gold coins. But no, as an alloy you use in crafting, say you combine it with high-quality ore, gold, and you get some variant of ebon steel or an even higher or more rare version of metal that has yet to be discovered. The whole day-night cycle is about an hour, and that includes the transitions. No, spirit orbs will not heat you up. They will heal you, though, and they will also remove disease. Yeah, Argo could be that place. It could be the meetup.
Yeah, although you'd have to increase the size of the town hall, so I don't think you'd get much further.
We could scale it. I think we could do it. All right. I'm going to look at a few more questions, and then I have to head home. But I will be probably working later, or I'll play some League of Legends. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. Depends on my mood. But I will be watching the stream as well. Yeah, that's right. I'll cheer Chloe on. Go, Chloe! Meanwhile, in ARAM, it's like, why aren't you playing the game, Chris? Because I'm a little tired. The Sunderdial doesn't love me anymore. Yeah, no, that's a good idea, Camadog. That's a really good idea. Would Chowmain89, would wandering NPCs wandering around be something that could be made useful? Most of the named NPCs in the game are useful in that they drop pretty cool stuff. You kill a Fury, you keep what you kill. You get his sword, you get some weapons, you get some armor that drops off him. No deer meat or gold coins. Thantar. Yeah, Thantar, that's a good idea, I agree. Maybe there's some things we could do with scaffolding and platforms. I also want to add in the ability to create defenses and put up walls and all sorts of cool stuff. Yeah, there's a lot of cool things we can do. You guys have a lot of great ideas. I gotta kind of piece through those ideas along with some ideas that I have and see what it can come up with to make to improve the system that we have to better it for the future. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I have to depart, but Chloe will be taking back over. Thank you guys very much for playing Savage Lands. I hope you guys have a lot of fun tonight with Miss Kitty Chicks. She will take good care of you. I will be watching the stream anonymously, lurking, creeping, which is what I do best. Creeper. I'm a creeper. You guys have a wonderful evening, and thanks again for playing Savage Lands. Thanks again for supporting us. Have a great weekend, because I actually will not be in tomorrow. I'll be working from home. All right. See you guys. Oh, thank you. Have a good night, Chloe. You good?
See ya.
Hang in there. Shall we turn these on, or would you like us to turn these off?
Oh, God, no, keep them on. Otherwise, I'll pass out midstream. Oh, good grief, you have a big head. All right, and I'm back. So first of all, let us announce the winners for our 9 and 10. I can type my password correctly. You know, I would have been smart to actually like set my laptop to not turn off, but I'm not that smart. So the winners are Kyrie, Barbara Streisand, Terrafina, Fortcraft Monster 1, Tempest Dragon 69, Tanaka Khan, and Oh Silly Me. So folks, if you would kindly make sure that you message me, I have put them into chat for you, Deb, so you can log them correctly. This is winners for our 9 and 10 because I was silly and I didn't do it in the correct hour. So, woohoo! Congratulations, everybody! And in a little while, aka probably during my dinner break, which is probably going to be 2-3 hours from now, at least, well, maybe not 3, probably 2, because 2-3 hours, well, that puts it at hour 12, so we'll see. Point being, I will get those to you tonight, but please, just because it's easier for me, if you can go ahead and message me at the link that Moobot just pushed out into chat, I would be super grateful. And if you could mention that you won during the hour, or you won for the 9-10 hour, that would be incredibly useful for me when I'm actually sending out the codes. So thank you very much for that, ladies and gentlemen. Choose when to turn off the display. Actually, I think it's choose when to lock. Okay, this is what we're going to turn off. Nope, well, here we go. Okay. For right now. There we go. That makes my life a little bit easier. And it shouldn't go to sleep as much. Okay. That was for a copy of Savage Lands, Serafina. And what you do, obviously you have a copy. What you do with this copy of Savage Lands is completely up to you. If you stream yourself, if you are a YouTube Let's Player, you can give this away to your viewers or to the people. If you run contests on YouTube, that is totally up to you. If you have a friend who is totally into Savage Lands, you are more than welcome to send them to them. And then share the love. We are all about sharing Savage Lands with our fans and hoping that other people will get into the game. As you might be able to tell by the fact that I'm insane and I'm doing a 24-hour stream. Because I am insane, and let's face it, you know, that is the thing. So yeah. Okay. My dude is not looking very happy. Wonder how bad oh yeah, that would be it. I need some stamina. Alright. Okay. What am I doing and with what am I doing it? That is always like, oh, hey, I'm gonna cook some meat. Because cooking meat is a useful thing to do. Ah, gotcha. Mega. Sorry I missed saying goodbye to you in game. We need to get you guys some clothes. Absolutely need to get you guys some clothes. And out. All right, there we go. Out we go. All right, so feel free to pick a place and drop a building, or if you want to build some decorations around town, or whatever you want to do. This is a open world. We are just doing whatever we can, whatever we decide we want to do in the game today. So you are, I wonder which one I just hit. I think I hit the one on the right. Potentially, which probably is not this guy, but I'm... Oh, it was the right one. Yes! Go me. Nope. Too high. And... Oh, shoot. I'm going after it. Oh, I may not have even hit him. Did I hit it? Let's see. Oh, yeah, I did. Awesome. Oh, Kitten Purr and Zombie, I apologize. Yes, if it is not in your other box, please let me know and I will resend it. I apologize. I totally blanked on it. I haven't gone back to take a look at messages yet since the last time I sent them out. So that is why, if you haven't, gotten another message, that is probably it. There was another deer. Did I pass it? Oh, I did pass the carcass. Oops. I go back. Ooh. Oh, that's a log. Okay, I'm going to shoot it. No, don't bother, because there isn't a thing. Diff, that's right. I forgot you died on the other side of the island. Perhaps if someone is slightly more geared, they would be willing, as Dan the Man has just suggested, that he will go over there with you. Dan, that is awfully nice of you. At this point, Alien Pickle, who just asked in chat at this point if they, sorry, I apologize. I am assuming, and that is not a cool thing to do. If you set up a private server, there are not currently dungeons or caves or crypts that you can find. There are ruins scattered all over the place. There are named mobs in which you can go and locate cool weapons and things like that. And we are adding stuff all the time. So, no, absolutely not, Zombie. If you have sent me a reminder message, I will definitely make sure to go there. So for sure. But yeah, Alien, so you can set it up with PvP, or PvE, my apologies. There is absolutely stuff that you can go and check out. If you check out the Savage Lands wiki, which is all community run and organized and contributed to, you can definitely see the types of things that we already have in the game. That wiki is constantly being added to because every week we do a 1-hour dev stream, normally on Thursdays. We actually did it today, so I'm going to have to cut out that hour because, of course, Chris talked a lot about different things, and that's something that we will want to add to the wiki and whatnot. So absolutely, no, this is definitely, if you set your game to friendly, which is actually how I've set up mine, you cannot, you don't PvP. If it's friendly, there's no PvP. If it's hostile, PvP is enabled. So you can also take your game solo if you want to start building in it, and then when your friends get it, you can actually host your game online, and that's when you make that decision, and you can also then take your game back solo if your friends aren't on to play it. So you've got a whole bunch of options when it comes to hosting and stuff like that, and in terms of like how you want to play. And then the other thing is, as we add more options to the host, so yeah. AKA, we've talked about when we have dedicated servers, like people who host servers might be able to say, oh, I don't, they'll be able to choose whether it's a hostile or a friendly server, obviously. But they also might be able to choose whether you can have building decay turned on or building demolition if you want to protect buildings and stuff like that. So as we get closer to that, that's definitely something that we'll have more information on. And they are being worked on. It's just we don't have an ETA just yet. So that's the thing. We're working on it. Working on it. So. Okay. I probably need to repair a couple of things before I venture out, because that would be bad otherwise. Spiked club. Hey, I wonder how close am I to getting my ebon steel sword, which I need to go and get more ore. Oh, and a heck of a lot of coal, apparently. Oops. Alright. I'll just empty out random stuff into the town hall, as always. Oh, and I need to... Oh, wow. I'm going to pick that back up. I take that back. I need my one stick. Apparently, I'm going to go look for sticks because I need more arrows, which I didn't realize. Go me! Oh, and I will very quickly go to Steam, and if you have added me, I'm just going to go through a couple of invites. So if you want to join the stream at any point, or the server, at any point. The easiest way to do it, because it is a full stream right now, is to just send this account a message or a friend request, and I will add you, and then it will show up in your server list, and then when you see someone hop out, you can hop in yourself. Terrafina, I will be honest, we haven't gotten to that point, so I can't give you that answer. We would be able to answer that once we have those kinds of options into the game for dedicated servers. I don't know if that's going to be an option for solo play, I will be honest. So, and a lot of times, like I've said previously, we don't look to dodge questions, we literally don't have the answer. And we don't have the answer because we are still making the game. So, normally you try not to say anything until you have an answer, but that doesn't work in the way that we're currently... Oh, well that's a funny looking loot corpse. He fell down upright. That would be... Well done, Diff. That is awesome. It is always good to feel like you just wailed on a skeleton with your bare hands. That is very self-satisfying. Good job. I can hear I know he's far enough away that he won't aggro over here, but I can hear him because his voice carries for a very long distance on this island, and it freaks me out at times. That is possible. Diff, it actually... that's entirely possible. It decays as long as the world is up. And depending on what you had on you at the time... Oh, hello, Mr. Wolf. Hey, do you by chance have a decayed... I would really like it if you did. So your body decays if you are... if you leave it too long, unfortunately. Still no decayed flesh, or decayed pelt. So it's possible that it actually has decayed away. So you can go look, but it definitely has been longer than 10 minutes, and that's the minimum. So, sorry. Need that to say 2 so I can build my flesh wrap bag, because I want my flesh wrap bag. There we go. I got some more arrows. I feel better now. Go back to paying attention to this because I wasn't paying attention to them. You're fine. Oh, I needed a woodlock. Shoot. Okay. Oh. Alright. Oh. Yeah. I'm gonna drop a burned out torch in here because that's the best place to keep them. Baird, I am glad that you are enjoying War Chest. We were kind of really stoked to be able to share a lot of our work that the studio is been kicking ass on. And of course everybody's freaking out that we're gonna have He-Man and G.I. Joe. And of course, we have 2 more armies that we haven't announced yet, which will be announced later this summer, which is going to be awesome. And I'm looking forward to people's reactions to both of them. Still not. Alien, do you mean that make a spy? you wouldn't want a spike club, but do you mean a hammer, like make a hammer to mine a rock instead of to do that? The idea of the checklist, which once you've played through the first time, you can actually, if you start a new character, you can just disable that and ignore it moving forward. The intention of the current list is actually to just kind of get you used to moving through the game, the different parts of it, the different areas, the different menus. Shoot. Sorry, give me 1 second. That's a water bottle that's about to explode. Because as ice melts, yeah. Kind of an idiot sometimes. So, my bad. So if you walk up and down, and this is something that you discover as you play more and more with the game. If you walk up and down the spawn area, there are rocks and stones and flint that actually spawn on throughout that whole area, which absolutely is very refreshing. Most times around one of the spawn points, and you can tell where a spawn point is because there's bits of broken boat at every single one of them. There's 4 of them in a line along the beach, and at one end, if you're facing inland, the western one has 3 stone pillars, and then the eastern one has 2 rocks, great big huge rock pillars that are sort of leaning against each other, and those are sort of those are the 2 ends of the spawn point. Around rocks and trees in each of the spawn points, you're very likely to find stones and flint. That being said, I do take your feedback because, of course, as a new player, you want to be able to get into the game and understand how to find things. And the starting areas are the only common place where you find things like that in great amounts. So, absolutely, I take your feedback. And it is something that we do work on. When you're in a multiplayer when you're in a multiplayer sort of matchup, it's a little different, absolutely. So I appreciate your feedback. That checklist by no means is, finished. This is just not going to go well. It's not. Yeah, this is going to end poorly in so many ways. I am trying to get the flavoring to go down without it spilling everywhere. And, wow, that was really strong. Yeah, and it's totally spilling everywhere. That whole ice taking up more room than water, and they fill these bottles up a little too much. Okay. Close. Stop leaking. Need to take a drink, but stop leaking. Stop it. We do actually not do a good job of the repair idea, where we have to probably introduce that a little bit better. So on that case, yes, I do agree. All right. Well, it's not really melting well. So we're going to put that one to the side, and we're going to use this bottle instead, because I'm going to have to let the ice melt a little bit more, and so it's not taking up so much room. Yeah, absolutely, Dev. It's very true, because I do watch a lot of the sort of starting streams. A lot of people just spawn into the game and run straight up, and I'm like, when you start a brand new game, do you not look down at the ground around your feet? Because that's what I do. I always look behind. I'm so used to playing games that have achievements tied to collecting, like X of thing, that I always look behind me first. Because 9 times out of 10, a game designer has decided to put a collectible right behind where you start. So I always look behind me first. Always, always, always. No, I'm not going to drink the flavoring straight because that would make me sick. have enough flavoring there. Okay, there we go. All right, we're good. Tanaka, if you are trying to figure out where we are, when you load into the game, the water is at your back and you're facing up island. Head to your left. You're gonna pass at the end of the western side of that beach. You're going to find, or the western direction. You're heading west around the island. You are going to find 3 pillars or 3 rock formations, and just keep going and go around, and you will find a campfire with 3 lean-tos. And when you hit the 3 lean-tos, hang a right up the great big huge hill. You taking off? Okay. See you next time. And enjoy your weekend, and maybe do some nursery related stuff. Hopefully. Sunday. I'm back on Sunday. No. Thank you. There was Nate taking off for the evening? Weekend? Yeah. All right. Well, have a good night. All right, and another one falls. Alien, we don't have liches in the game currently. We do have, if you check your journal and look into the bestiary, you can actually see a lot of our named mobs, and they are special in that most of them only spawn in one place. Sometimes there's 1 or 2 that actually spawns in a couple places, like Draymar. So, animal crackers. Oh, never mind, Diff. I couldn't see the beginning of the conversation, so you can ignore what I just said. All of that. La 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 la. So. Yes, Alien, if you are close to Kerr when he gets off of his platform, he will come around and attack you. And right now there's nothing you can do except run away. Run far, far away, or get turned into Dragon Crispy. Very, very crispy. Very crispy. Very burnt, in fact, I would say. You're entirely burnt by that point. All right. Oh, poor Diff. Alright. I think I will go and focus on trying to make my... actually, I should check to see whether I'm close to being able to make any of my other armor. I haven't really been paying attention. Nope. If I want to make armor, I should actually look in the section with the armor. That would be useful. Medium quality ore, strong sinew, and coal. Alright, so I'm gonna go find some rocks to mine. Probably, well, I'll deal with it. Look at how much I need. Oh, and apparently I need to eat. I'll eat first, then I'll go. Stone, I need a wood log. Okay, I just need a wood log. That's not difficult to find. Oh, and when I say I should eat, I should actually go about eating. Obviously in game, not quite in Oak Shield, you will only be able to engage Kerr in a very special encounter. And I don't know if Chris is going to put a catapult into that. You will be in a great big huge pathway, which is probably the pathway to Argo, now that I think about it. So I don't know what the answer to that one is, because I don't know what that encounter is going to look like. And until I know what the encounter is going to look like, I don't know whether we can have catapults or not. And that, oh no, that isn't a dead rock. Ha! Yes, Twisted Soul, I am the one known as Kitty. That's actually my gamer tag. But I will answer to Kitty, I will answer to Kitty Chicks, I answer to Chloe. Although here, it's mostly Kitty Chicks. Yeah. And just as an FYI, because I am playing on a different monitor than what my chat is on, if you have an actual direct question for me, just make sure you @ Signal Studios when you send the message, so or in chat, so it'll pop up as being highlighted on my screen, just so I don't miss any of your questions. So if anybody has asked a question and I haven't answered it, it is not because I don't want to answer it, I may just not have seen it. So, yeah. I'm about to lose my hammer. You know what? It's not broken. I just need a wood log. Okay. There's a dead tree. Oh, whatever. I'll just chop down a tree. You know, like the one that is currently... Oh, I wasn't picking up all my stuffs. Whoops. I will chop the tree out of the rock. And it is a pleasure to meet you too, Twisted. I will not be able to clean up that. As you can tell, I get twitchy over watching videos. Clean up tree trunks, but there is no tree trunk that I can see, so I'm going to ignore it. Twisted, that is kind of how we're aiming for it. That being said, of course, we do have to make sure that, you know, when you are in certain areas, it is not a horrible experience if you are a brand new player. We want to, you know, you're in a new environment, you're learning how, you know, the game is played, and so while we appreciate and want to make it a challenging game, absolutely, you know, we want to make it so that you don't run out of stuff to do or you don't get bored, and honestly being able to come back every week and see new updates and stuff like that, or almost every week, really kind of helps with that. But it is, you know, it's one of those things where it's like, well, we have to make sure that both, you know, the like I said, the two extremes, the new players and the experienced players or long-time players have interesting things to do, while at the same time, you know, not immediately turning people off 5 seconds into the game because they're dying all the time. That's just never fun. Yes, sorry, Oakshield. Silly me, I actually prefer the Savage Wolf armor because the Savage Wolf armor protects you or gives you the most heat protection. So I'm not constantly having to run back to my fire to warm up, which makes my life easier because I like to go wandering and then have to dodge a dragon. Which, by the way, yes, if you get caught in the dragon fire and you are at low, like your is very low, yes, it will automatically pop you back up to warm. You might also be very crispy, however, so I don't recommend doing it. I really do not recommend doing it. So. Do they spawn? Sorry, Camo. I'm not quite sure what does what spawn. Sorry, I'm not entirely sure what you're talking about, Camo Dog. Sorry. Ugh. True, Camo, it is not a lot of heat, but if you are really freezing, that is absolutely, like, picking up a torch. Dueling torches is actually a good way to warm up really quickly if you are out in the middle and you don't have access to a fire or don't have access to fire materials. At this point, gotcha. So, respawning rocks with dedicated servers. Until we actually get the dedicated servers in, we don't know how that's going to happen, to be perfectly honest. Once because we have not addressed respawning materials for trees or bushes or anything at this point. So when we get that in, and some of those systems have to start changing for permanent worlds, that's something that we can look at. But at this point, because we are all individually hosting, it's not something that we have to worry about, because of course you can always hop into like a new world and just, you know, do that. So, working on it. TBD. TBD. Alien, that would be true, but Kerr is actually male. And at this point, he is the first and last dragon that is currently in the game. So, no. However, we have talked about wanting to have dragon babies running around, and supposedly, if and when we get around to adding her, there is a second dragon, and she is female. So, but that is not anytime soon. Absolutely not anytime soon. At this point, what we're focusing on with Kerr is, of course, getting his encounter in so you can actually engage him. Give him a little payback for being such a rude individual. We'll go with that. So, TBD. We'll find him a wife. Well, as I said, he is currently the last dragon, so that might be a little challenging. I'm not gonna lie. I'm just dropping all the skulls. Lots and lots of skulls. Alright, Self, how are we doing on our getting ready for a harness? I need more medium quality ore. Okay, well, I guess I'm going back out and going to mine more things. Mine all the things, all of the things, all of the things. And in case you're wondering why I pick up the skeletons and then go and drop them in the other areas, it's so that the skeleton bodies are not cluttering up the world and whatnot, so... Oh, hello, Mr. Dragon. I can see you. I don't want you to come over here. Thankfully, we are far out of Kerr's path, and that was done intentionally because we did have a small challenge early on in the stream where we got stuck in Argo for about 45 minutes because Kerr just kept getting aggroed and we couldn't break it because there was too many of us, and people would go outside and would draw it, and it's just oops. So we moved Twisted. He's up on the tower in Argo. I have my draw distance set so I can just see the tower from where we are. Now that we've sort of cleared that stuff out. And that's done intentionally, like I said, because the 45 minutes of this morning of trying to dodge the dragon doesn't really make for fun play. So I wanted to give us a place where we could build. And then, of course, it was the fun experience for an hour or two of how do I get to where you are? So at least we have that sorted now. You can chance running from Argo directly, or you can run around the island, which I prefer because then you have absolutely no chance of accidentally aggroing the dragon and bringing it over. Hey Marine, welcome back. So, unlikely Twisted. You as the game host right now, you have the option to change your world from solo to multiplayer. That's actually, you can literally take a solo world online at your leisure, and that's something that, you know, you've actually always been able to do right from day one of Alpha. Marine, don't even go there. And so you actually can take a solo world online, and you can take an online world that you've previously had as multiplayer and take it solo. You just have to decide where you, as the game owner, if you will, where you're playing. And so you get a chance to choose that yourself. Yep. Welcome back, Ramus. Oh. I just realized that. Not hiding. I bet you it's hiding. I don't want it to be hiding. Oh, maybe it's not hiding. Maybe it's just being silly. Yeah, it's just being silly. There we go. I just accepted your request, Terfina, so if you want to at some point, you can come join. No, don't worry. There is, you know, it happens. It's all good. There is no problem. No problem whatsoever. I figured you'd be back at some point. No, please do not bring, that poor little dragon. No, oh silly me, we do not currently have weight attached to the game. It actually was something that we had talked about, or that Chris had talked about very early on. There are parts to fantasy games that we really like. And there are parts to fantasy games that we don't like. And one of the ones that Chris really likes is that the concept that logs are heavy, but armor is not. So, yes, there's game logic, but there's also Chris logic. I think actually we can just explain it as Chris logic, and that will be simple. That is why you can now stack 2 logs, but your armor, it doesn't matter what type of armor you have, you are not encumbered by that at this point. So, yeah. All right. I probably should eat something real quick. Ooh, or not stand in the fire. Not standing in the fire is actually really smart and healthy for you. Absolutely, guys. If you want to take off and go bear hunting, you are more than welcome to do so. You do not have to stick in this area. I just brought us here because it's really good to build in. As we sort of fan out, we get more flat areas. So if you guys want to take off and go hunt Lycor or Helion or any of the button, I'm not actually sure what you're talking about, or any of the named mobs, you guys are absolutely welcome to go and run an endeavor. I'm going to stick here and just keep building because that's actually what I love doing the most. And you know, eventually I'll finish making all of my different things. I'm just saying, Marie, I don't know what everybody wants to do. You guys are welcome to just keep building or whatever you want. It is totally up to you. So, I am going to craft. Fair warning, however, if you do go and get wiped out by a bear, I'm not coming to rescue you. I am staying put where I am because I like my life. That's not true. I actually totally would. If anybody's looking for spare clothes, there are some basic clothing in the town hall. I can see that in my vicinity window, so just FYI. And I think I just knocked over a pile of skulls for whomever had left them there. Walk. Do not stand still. Twisted, the only person who is in chat, well, or on the stream, who actually works for Signal Studios is myself. And we work for, one half of the development team. The others who are in chat, whose names are sort of flagged, are Devlin Pixie and Sean, and these are 2 of our awesome mods, but they are totally volunteers. So they do not work for us. But they volunteer their time, energy, and effort with us, which is incredibly appreciated because they help us, keep the forums clean and sort over the Oh. Gotcha. Hey, that's not entirely true. Well, yes. I don't need bodyguards, number 1. Not always. When I'm in my own game, Marine, I don't need bodyguards. I actually haven't died in my own game for a really, really long time. But that's also because I know vaguely where I'm going now that I have explored some, and I just don't go to areas that I know I'm going to die in. As for the store link, now I know what the heck you're talking about. It took me a second. I thought I actually... no, I don't. Oh, hello, mister. I only needed bodyguards at the beginning of the stream when I was trying to deal with technical difficulties and was sitting in the middle of Argo and didn't have gear and okay, well, give me do. I don't actually, now that I have some armor that I've built for myself, I don't actually need to worry about it. And to be fair, had I been on my own this entire time, I never would have gone off in this direction this early. I'd actually have waited until I had proper armor. So, yes, probably Marine. I mean, I'm probably geared enough on my primary character profile that I actually could take him on. I just choose not to go after him yet. Yes, button pusher. That's actually the entire reason why when we do the streams, I don't play and like try and moderate and ask questions to Chris because it's just not worth it. I end up tabbing out of the game and they've run off without me, and it's so silly. It's just not worth it. So I need to fix my thingy. Excuse me. No, harness. Yeah! Make my harness. I can make my harness, except I need to go to the forge. Pardon me while I make a dash over to the forge. There we go. Nope, I can't fight and stream. I also can't walk and stream or do anything like that. It's just, there's too much going on for me to try and track it all, mostly because I'm tabbed out of the game for half the time during stream, so it just doesn't make sense to have me do it. Hey, oh, I need to make the I was in the right place, I just did the wrong thing. Strong sinew, yes please. I need to make strong sinew, pardon me, sinew. And then I go over here, and I get to make my... Now that I get to make my... I want the harness. Oh, I need one more sinew. Sinew. Alright. There we go. That likes my, no, I don't want to make the arm guards. I want to make the harness, gosh. Darn it. Because I like this armor. And I like it because it keeps me warm and fuzzy. And when we have the ability, I'm going to actually repair that and then leave it for someone. When we actually have the ability to make the different variants, because we're going to have the white stuff in the game relatively soon. It hasn't been added yet, but once the Spirit Wolves are in, you'll start to see them drop probably with the next patch, because I don't think the actual item is ready yet that you'll need. I'm going to have a white piece of armor because you're out in the middle of nowhere, and I wish to be able to blend in. Yep. Okay, so I'm going to repair this leather harness, and I'm going to go drop it in the town hall. So if anybody needs a little bit of armor, that is open and free for you to take as soon as I get it over there and drop it off. So, whew, all right. Oh, and we are into our... What hour are we into? Woohoo! Hour 11. I think. Yes, we are into hour 11. Ah! Okay, so we won't do the giveaway right away, but we are into hour 11. So then it's only one more hour and then hour 12, and then I am 50% of the way through this thing. Because I'm insane. Camo, I didn't exactly answer it. It is feedback that we've taken. I'm not sure who actually has to make that change, but it is something that, yes, I agree with. It can be very difficult. The most common answer is, okay, well, let's just change it to red, but as someone who has an ex-husband who was red-green colorblind, I actually really don't like the idea of using, personally, I don't like the idea of using red. This, again, just a personal comment. Haven't had a conversation about it. Changing it to red just doesn't work for me because I know how difficult it was for him to see the red targeting reticle, so we would have to find some kind of color or something that wasn't a red or a green. So it's an accessibility thing. Marine, I would challenge you and say I'm never really not goofy. I'm serious, I suppose, at times, or I concentrate, but I'm never really not goofy. And I'm always in you know, absolutely insane. Camo, that's not actually as easy as you think. Not actually as easy as you think. So, yeah. All right. I am getting rid of this. All right, so there is a fully functioning, completely repaired leather harness in the town hall if anybody needs it. Get rid of a skull, because who needs another skull? I have one of those. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. That's the human bone. I will combine those because I'm OCD and all the stacks that can't be must be combined. So don't mind me over here. I'm fine. Okay, so where was I? What was I doing? Do I have meat on me that I can? Oh, that was silly. Do I have meat on me that I can cook? Because every time you go in, you should always double check whether you have meat on you or not. Alright, I don't. So I'm going to continue replacing all my armor. One piece at a time. Oh, and another skull. Bye-bye, Mr. Skull. Alright. Hey, I've got a bunch of rocks. That's wonderful. I don't really need a bunch of rocks. So I'm gonna drop them. And anybody who needs stone. Actually, you know what, I'll keep a single thing. Well, no, I won't keep a single thing of stone because I'm gonna go probably mine some more. And there's some right there. Okay. Yes, there's an awful lot of skulls. But you know what, that's, if anybody, like, you know, if you're going to go on a hunt for something, taking a bunch of skulls with you so you have a ready-made resurrection pike is always good. Marine, it depends when you're doing it. As Dev and Sean can tell you, I spend an awful lot of time working for Savage Lands. I don't actually get a chance to play very much. As anybody who's added me, you will see that. I'm probably one of the lower folks on the team, and most of the time that I spend playing Savage is me actually sitting there trying to confirm bugs or reproduce them when you guys give us reports. And speaking of that, I just want to take a quick second and actually thank everybody for posting those bugs as frequently as you do, as often as you do. Very commonly, you know, when we have an ongoing bug that we just haven't been able to fix yet, we'll reply back to you and say, yeah, it is a known issue, but we do appreciate you messaging it, because sometimes bugs get fixed and something was broken and we fixed it and we didn't know, and hey, you know, great, that's awesome. Sometimes we break things and we don't know it, and or sometimes we fix them and then they break again. We've had that a couple of times. So letting us know is absolutely really great. So we really appreciate it. If you do post a bug in the forums, please check back within a day or so to make sure that we haven't asked you for more information. Because the way you guys report bugs is how we very frequently try and go and repro them ourselves. So we aren't able to repro with the steps that you've given us. Sometimes we're going to need to ask for more information. We very frequently have to confirm what build you guys are running, because very often when we have a beta patch or a beta in... When we have a build in beta, we have two different build numbers going. There's one that the majority of people are playing in the public beta, or the public patch, and then there's the beta patch. So we got two different numbers, and we need to know which one you're playing on and seeing the problem in. Sometimes it's something that we've already fixed for the upcoming, or in the upcoming beta, and we just don't know it. So yes, Sean, exactly. The more information, the better for all of us. So please, if you do report bugs, please check back and you know, and give us what platform you're on, etc., etc. So, thank you. And I was doing stuff, and then I got distracted, and what am I doing? Oh, I was going to repair my longbow and things like that. Excuse me. Or at least I would if I had a wooden log, which I don't. Whoop. That is a lovely stack of things that I'm totally walking through. There is a leather harness in there if anybody needs it. Excuse me. I can be serious, actually, Oakshield. When I am sitting there and preparing you've heard Chris, and actually you've probably heard me. Oh, hey, free arrows. I'm gonna take those because those aren't gifts. Those are just laying around on the ground. You will actually hear me reference this on stream. What I do every Monday, and Chris talked about this a little today, is I actually write a huge report that compiles all of the bugs that have been written in the week, that takes all of your feedback that you have posted over the week. And I compile that along with all of our social numbers and things like that into a great big huge report. And often, literally, very often it actually takes me 10 to 12 hours in the day to process everything. So all of that goes into that report, which is kind of crazy. And during that day, I am very serious. Fort Craft Monster, I apologize, I did not see that. If you want to split your stack, hold shift and click on the item, and then just click up the up arrow. And that'll be, and Sean, you'll hear it from Sean, or you'll read it from Sean before you see it from me, or hear it from me. But yes, I do apologize for not seeing that. All right. There is a lovely open area that none of us have built in. I think I'm gonna have to build something there, just because it looks sad and open, and I want it to be filled with things. Button pusher. I would say that I don't any more so than anyone else does. Honestly, I mean, we're all sort of crazy like that. You know, I've been doing this for 10 years. Just in various different ways. It wasn't always for studio. When I got started, I actually started in a gaming clan, and funny enough, I did things like yeah, I'm thinking I'm not gonna, oh, there we go. That did. I don't think I was actually hitting that tree, even though it made it sound like I was hitting the tree. I did analytics for us. I wrote technical, there we go. I was trying to say technological, and that's wrong. Technical writing for, you know, policy and procedure. That's actually where I got my start. I was, and still am, a member of a gaming clan, and just decided that one of the things that I really like about games is I love how it brings people together. I am, my roommate that I just moved in with, she and I have known each other for over 10 years, and we absolutely would not be in the place where we are right now if not for community. And that, besides the fact that it's kind of mind-blowing that we've known each other for 10 years and that we wouldn't have, like, we wouldn't be in the place that we are without community, is kind of why I do what I do. Communication is huge, you know. The majority of us in this community, certainly who are present right now for the stream, speak English. But the way that the devs talk, it doesn't always translate very well to the way that you guys as our players talk. And so what I see my job is to make sure that both sides, even though you are using the same words, 100% understand each other. That is my ultimate goal at the end of the day. And I hope you guys feel that we're doing a good job with that. And if you're not, I hope that you let us know, because we want to make sure that you guys are happy and the game community is healthy, or at least I want to make sure of that, because it's kind of my job. So, yeah. Chris does talk troll. Chris loves to troll me. Very true. Oh wow, those are some very closely walking deer. I'm gonna get the guy who's back here. Oh, at least I would if I would actually hit the damn deer. No, stop running against the... Okay, well, fine. I'll take that. Oh wow, I didn't do very well with him. Oh, I'm sorry. I think did I just steal someone's kill? I may have done so. If so, I apologize. It was not intentional. It was not intentional. Exactly, button pusher. That being said, one of my other favorite things about community is it's gonna sound strange, but I love understanding the reasoning behind people making certain decisions. So if you do you make a decision in your life, and that decision takes you to place B. And I like to know about the journey. And ultimately, that is exactly what a game is. You start in one part of the story, whatever your story is, and you end in another. And when it comes to Savage, you are dropped into a world that has no direct story. You have to make your own story within it, and that doesn't work for everybody. In fact, I'm terrible with sandbox games. I mean, look around. I'm just building, and I'm loving it. That being said, I have read some incredible fan fiction that you guys have written, and I love it. I love the concept of you know, writing, the diaries on the Sundered Isle. I think it's really freaking cool. So if any of you guys like creatively writing like that, please let us know. Please send post them on the forums or whatever. I love seeing that stuff. Everybody at the studio gets a huge kick out of it. So definitely, please let us know if you're doing it. And I'm gonna drop a building because I got a bunch of stuff on me and I want to, because I can. Oh, and I drop apparently the deer get startled if you try and drop a building on their head. Can't imagine why they might feel that way. Nope, can't imagine. Oh. Hey, did you know that hitting W is not the same thing as hitting E? Yeah, fun fact. It's not. Oh, okay, Beta. Cool. I feel terrible even in a co-op game when I steal someone else's kill. I occasionally in WoW would walk into an area and somebody would be farming something and I wouldn't notice, and I would personally freak out if, ow, bad puppy, that wasn't very nice of you. I'd freak out if I'd steal someone's kill, even though, it's a PvP, open world, everybody for themselves game. It just makes me feel bad. Skeleton to my front left. My front left? Or is he? Oh, he's probably out to the side. Gotcha. Stop being silly. Break, damn you. Oh, I need to eat momentarily. Thank you, Twisted. That is incredibly kind of you. All of us who are a part of the. Whoa. Okay. Apparently there were 2 trees there, and that would be why it's not enjoying the way I'm hitting it. Okay. Thank you very much. We appreciate it. Absolutely one of the reasons why we do these streams, our regular streams and the crazy ones like this, is because we want to share our philosophy of making games, the philosophy that we're taking with Savage Lands, the development concept of having you guys be a part of this. So, yeah, thank you. We appreciate it, and we hope you'll stick around in the community and take part and give your feedback. Speaking of feedback, it's a great time to talk about our Trello board, which we've spoken about a few times today, and I know my mods are about to throw a link in the chat because they are awesome like that. Our Trello board is a place where you guys can see what the community has already suggested. And if you can't find something, you can actually make the suggestion. Just use the search. Okay. Hit a tree trunk once and it disappears, which probably means oh no, there they are. They're rolling away. Rolling away. Oh, okay. Don't leave things laying around or else I will pick them up. Right. Trello board. That's what I was talking about. You can see what has been suggested, but make sure if you can also make suggestions if it's not on the list. Just use the search functionality when you first go look, because there's a huge number of things that are on that list, and it's a good thing to double check against. And thank you very much, Moobot, and whomever is giving the commands to Moobot, whether that's Dev or Sean, I'm not sure. Whoever it is, or even Cry, I'm not sure. That being said, one caveat about the Trello board is just because something is on the Trello board, and just because something is highly rated or voted for on the Trello board doesn't necessarily indicate when it could be going in, if it goes in at all. And the reason with that is the Trello board for us is a way to hear your words directly about an idea, and it actually is the easiest way for me to track what you guys want, what you're asking for, because while you can vote for multiple things, you can only vote for something once. And the reason why that's important is when you're on the forums. Yes, Sean, it is a hive mind. Absolutely. When you're on the forums and somebody posts, something with 15 different suggestions in, and the next person replies with +1 like, and I go, awesome. Which of those 15 suggestions are you liking? Are you liking all of them? Do you like all of them equally? So with the Trello board, that's definitely something that you guys can vote on. You can actually remove a vote if you decide that you don't like how it's being talked about or anything like that, as well as having a dedicated conversation to that idea. So as an example, a couple of weeks ago, we actually ran a dedicated dev conversation, which was something that we were asking you guys to vote on. And it was how to protect your valuables in a multiplayer game. So the options that we presented were the idea of lockables, so doors, chests, etc., that you can lock with a lock. And then it's, we never even got to the idea of how do you allow other people to get in and see it. It was just lockables or hidden caches. And you could option for both, or you could option for neither. Just comment on both or comment on none. And that kind of thing is how we want to understand how your idea of the game sort of impacts ours and how that meshes and not. Because the worst thing we could possibly do is create a game. I'm watching a tree fall down. Sorry, just got distracted by trees falling down the embankment here, which is hilarious. Anyway, we want to make sure that we're making a game that you are going to enjoy. We do still have some guidelines that we're working within. We are working within the concept that Savage Lands is a survival game, and it will always be a survival game. There are fantasy elements, but that doesn't mean it is an RPG. And so that is a very delicate balance that we're, I feel, currently walking very well. And yes, we know that there are a lot of RPG elements that people would like to see. It's just not something not seriously. It's not something that we are considering at the moment. When Chris has asked about will there be skill trees or quests and that kind of thing, we aren't dodging the question when we say we don't know yet or we're not sure. We're just trying to make sure that we still stay in the survival genre while pulling in the correct elements for a survival game that is set in a fantasy world. Hopefully that makes sense to everybody. Thank you, Old and Ugly, and I appreciate you saying that. Yep, Marine. That I know there is something like that in there. I just don't remember. There is actually. So to clarify, Marine, you can still go vote on the lockables. I recorded what they were at when we stopped, so you can continue to comment and vote on both options. They're both still in the list, and they'll be in the list until we actually make a final decision. No worries. With regards to the bank, there is actually an idea like that in the list. I can't remember what it's called, but I'd search a couple of keywords and see if you can find it. Oak Shield, if you want to write something creatively, there is a user-generated section for videos, tips, tricks, stories, all that kind of thing. It should be either the second or third forum in the section. I think it's actually the third underneath news and announcements. If it's not, it's the one above news and announcements. So if you would like to, that's where you can go and post that. And then make sure you, I'll see it up because I'm always checking those numbers, so I know when there's a new thread posted. So yeah. Ha! Hold on 1 second. I am... whomever is saying that you would not have an angry friend, I would not have an angry friend. You could always wake up early tomorrow and come join us. Because at this point, we are in hour 11. So you still have 13 hours of stream that you can come back and hang out and play again. So I'm not sure who actually posted that comment, and as you can see on my stream, it's actually cut off. So I would err on the side of not making someone unhappy. So, I'm gonna take a second to breathe. There you go. Thank you, Camo. So I know Button just replied in the forums, but I will happily comment on that. At this time, in early access, we cannot officially support any kind of modding by the community. And the reason why we say that is because we are still adding in very basic core gameplay that we feel would be a disservice to both you as a potential mod maker, as well as the community who would actually be making it or be using it. As we get closer to the end of early access, that is a conversation that we can more honestly decide on. Excuse me. We know where we are in early access, but we don't want to try and say at this point in early access that yes, we'll have something for sure by the end of it, because we just don't know logically what that's going to look like. And none of us are really comfortable with the concept of over-promising and under-delivering. We try to be as open and transparent as we can be, but I think it would be incredibly unfair to you guys if we said, okay, we're going to do all these things, and then for whatever reason, we weren't able to do so. So at this point, I'd have to say, as we get closer to the release date, that is a conversation that we can and will have. But we just don't know right now. So I hope that makes sense, and I hope you're okay with that, because it is truly the only answer that I can give you at the moment. The Shay Guy, yes, thank you for reposting that. I saw it and blinked right past it. Exactly, Button. Well, then there's probably, too many people on. The Shay Guy, so magic in the world has obviously not been introduced yet. There is magic inherent to the Sundered Isle. But what that looks like for you as an individual player has yet to be truly revealed. And part of that is because, again, the system is not in place. So us trying to say, oh, this is what it has not been designed yet. It's in its only very early stages of things starting that have magical properties, like the spirit orbs, which if you haven't, if you weren't around earlier, we're going to be adding, and I'll get back to those in a second. The player themselves, as the exile who has woken up in the Savage Lands, on the Sundered Isle, you are not magical yourself, but the Sundered Isle is, which is why Kerr is here and why the forest giants exist and whatnot. So, that being said, you will be able to use magical items. Perhaps you'll be able to enchant, although we haven't confirmed that yet because we don't know. Chris has not confirmed whether there will be spells, or if there are, how they will be cast. You will never be able to say, throw a magic missile. You're not a wizard. But there are things that you might be able to imbue or use for your own benefit that are of a magical nature. Diff, I have no idea which arrows you are looking at. If you've walked past them, go back and pick them up because they're on the ground and are free to be picked up. Probably wide. Also, hi. There was, no. Do. It's okay, Thanatar. It's all good. It happens. It happens. There was a, no, I saw another question that I was saying I was going to get back to. Maybe I'm... Fortcraft, I actually made that exact comment to someone yesterday, who was asking, someone here who's working one of our other projects who asked about magic, and I'm like, well, you're not a wizard, Harry. He got the joke. My previous studio, there was a someone who loved just annoying the crap out of someone. Oh, that's what I was gonna get back to. Thank you. Yeah, spare balls. Oh dear. He would play the "you're not a wizard" or "you're a wizard, Harry." I'm a what? Or I'm not. Whatever it is. There's a puppet animated thing, and it's terrible, and it degrades very quickly into things that I can't say on stream, or rather I could, but I just don't feel like it. As for the spirit balls, they are a magical item that will be introduced with update 12, and I'm assuming he's talked all about them because I wasn't actually in the room when he was doing that earlier, which I needed to do a bio break and whatever, so I missed part of the update. And I'll have to go back and, yes, exactly, John. I'll have to go back and actually listen to it so I can make sure that I have all the right information. However, spirit balls, orbs, spirit orbs. They're not balls, they're spirit orbs. They will give off a cool light. They have some magical properties. And those properties include the ability to heal, something that has no way to heal yourself right now. And you can craft them by combining shards. I'm not sure if he actually said how many were on. And likely the number that he gave me is not necessarily correct, so I wouldn't necessarily go with my my recollection of that, because Chris likes to change things on me. Sometimes right before we go live, sometimes as we go live. So, oh, you can troll me all you want. I'm pretty sure he said it too, which is probably why I'm getting confused. Anyway. As long as you're not malicious in your trolling, I have no problem. It's when people get malicious in their trolling that I do have a problem with how that happens. Shy, it is... Yes, Dan, that is the one that I'm talking about. Shy, it's something that's open-ended. During the main development phase, which is during early access, all of our attention is being concentrated on what you can get to via the Sundered Isle. So what you see land-wise, for now, is kind of what you get. Obviously, the island is very large, as if you were around earlier while everyone was trying to find where the heck we were. Oh, Twisted, yes, I will. I'll go a little bit closer. If he's in residence, or the next time he's in residence, I will go a little bit closer so he can actually see it. Absolutely. I'll just wait until I can hear him again. Shoot, what was I? Right. Sorry, I apologize, Shy. That being said, when we get closer to the end of early access, we will start talking about other things. The Sundered Isle itself is not actually, was not actually originally in the end of winter. Ooh, he's in residence. I will step out, and in fact, it's... Can't get around. Gonna get out. I want to go out. All right. Anyways, the reason why, and you can see my cursor is on the Dragon Tower. So if you look where my cursor is in the middle of the screen, I heard him. I think he's still there. Now I can't hear him. It kind of looks like he's up there. He might. We'll find out. Basically, to wrap that conversation up, I apologize, Shy. As we get closer to the end of early access, that's something that we'll know more about whether we're going to or not. Oh shoot, I may actually have to walk over to the... Is he at the North Tower? Am I hearing him because he's up by Befallen? I may actually have heard him because he was up by Befallen. Thanatar, you can actually just go make that suggestion directly on the Trello board and let other folks comment on it. Since it is a new idea, you'll want to actually make a suggestion on the can't find something post here, and what I will then do is actually copy it over into an area that you can then vote on. That's how that stuff gets pushed over. Now, admittedly, I'm about a week behind, so and it'll probably take me until next week to actually get caught up, because I'm going to go home tomorrow at 10 o'clock in the morning and sleep. But it will get added to that list if you just make the post right there. You don't have to wait to transfer it over, because otherwise it'll be in the forums and then it'll be the same process. So if it's directly on the board, it probably is a little bit faster for me to get it up. Okay, I will wait until he's down here, and then I will go back up and go look for it. Go back and look for Kerr, is what I'm saying. Sorry. Dan, what do you need a deer for? Do you need leather? Do you need sinew? I've got a whole bunch of both. Because I'm just holding on to them for repairs and stuff. Chop the tree. Chop the tree. There we go. That wasn't that difficult, now was it? Sometimes, I swear. Just trying to clean up the area so we can build things, build more things, build all the things. Come back, log. Stop rolling away. Alright. Did I finish building my house? Yep, I did. I'm gonna go build another house. At this point, I mean, is it possible, Shy? Yes. But the idea is that as you go, you can have multiple spawn points or multiple respawn points. But part of the way the magic works of respawning you is you have to actually turn the spawn point on. So you can have them literally built in. It would actually be kind of neat. You just place them all along the island, and then as you move along the island. You just turn one on. It won't make the other ones disappear, but the one that you have turned on is the active one. So if you have one halfway across the island and you're making a trek, you can do one of two things. You can wait until you get all the way over to wherever your next place is and place a new one, or you can make hops along the way, which is probably actually the safer thing to do especially if you're crossing through stuff like that. Like through a dragon's path, for example. And that way you won't have to make an entire trek all night. Oh, and speaking of, since somebody just put some time in the chat, I think it is time to do our 11s giveaway. Which means that's 5 winners, I think. 5 winners, 5 winners, 5 winners. Our 10 was 4, so yes, 5 winners. So we are going to be doing our 11, and that will be what the keyword is. So if you are interested and want to get a copy of Savage Lands, go ahead and type our 11 into chat, and I will let that sit and percolate for a little bit. And then I'll pick some winners because it's kind of awesome. Yeah. Beta, how did you get snow up your nose? I'm just curious. How did you manage to do that one? And if you did win earlier today and you would like to enter again, that is totally cool. That's fine. You're more than welcome to do so. I wish to place a row of buildings and I need to get this so that I can't see because our field of view is so close. What is connecting? There's something in there that is. There a rock in. There's a rock. All right, I need to get outside the rock. I think that's in the rock. That's part of the reason why I can't place it. Backing up, backing up, backing up. Oh, I can do. I will make a cul-de-sac. Yes, that is what I will do. I will make a cul-de-sac. No, rotate. Wrong rotation. Oh, stop being cold. You're not cold, you silly character. At least not really. Totally not cold. Nope, 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 not cold. Nope. There is a piece of cooked deer meat on the ground beside the fire which I am at, which if anybody needs to eat, is a good thing to have. So, FYI. Hey DDB, good to see ya. Beta, not exactly in the way that you're thinking. You are, so a building helps slow the heat loss, but because you can't actually technically place a fire pit, for example, in a wooden house, we are currently cheating in the town hall, and the fire pit is actually underneath the town hall, so it's some trickery to actually get the fireplace in there. It's not going to help you warm up faster, but it will slow the rate of your cold loss. However, as Sean just pointed out, and this was something that we discovered absolutely earlier in the day when we had a ring of fire pits in Argo, which if you are walking through Argo, you will see, you can very quickly warm up if you have a circle of fire pits, if you just go stand in the middle. Plus, then you have multiple heat sources, or multiple places that you can cook. So, I did say hi. I said hi when you joined. I said congratulations for being able to play. I don't think you saw me or heard me. I am entirely screwing up my sleep schedule, but that's okay. So silly me, it's not exactly food, it's stamina. And what stamina is you know how fast you can run before you start panting? That's basically it. So the more, I actually recommend not running everywhere. Just sort of, I mean, if you have to run away for something, obviously you're going to run, but you can just sort of tap sprint, just sort of toggle it, if you will, and that will actually keep you from burning through your stamina super quickly. At least that's how I like to do it. The other thing to remember is that your boots, depending on what boots you have, they actually help you reduce your stamina because they allow you to run faster. Or for longer. Sorry, not faster. So, just FYI. You know what I haven't looked at recently? I haven't looked at what my... I don't actually really like the salvageable film. I think it's kind of ugly, personally. I know a lot of people really like it. I don't like it. I don't really like any of our head guards. I want the Dire Bear mantle, which Chris hasn't put in the game, and it's apparently being redesigned, so I haven't even seen it. But that's the one that, when it's done, the bear crown, the bone prominence that you see on a Dire Bear, you'll actually be able to loot that. And you'll be able to, that'll be part of it. So, what's the execution? I can't even, I'm trying to think of what it looks like. Yeah, I mean, I guess the thing is, the one that I probably like the look of the most is the Evans Steel. But it's just, I don't know, I'm just not a huge helmet person, I guess, is part of it. I actually like being able to see it. Okay. Because I see people talking about it. I'm gonna hop over really quickly to the friend alien. I just grabbed yours, and it is accepted. As an FYI, this is not my primary account. It's actually not Chris's primary account either. This is the box and the account that we use now to stream our public server for the one that we're using for testing, which is just us hosting it, and we're seeing how the lag and all that stuff, so we can actually test that. So that being said, and I am going to pick my winners momentarily, very momentarily, but just be aware that if you are accepting, this is to get into this stream specifically, and we'll probably actually refresh the friends list. So if you see this one disappear off your friends list, please do not worry, but this is the best way to actually track when our server might be open. You can hop in because it'll show up as one of your friends. It'll show up on your list. Okay, so without further ado, let me pick our winners for hour 11, which means I am giving away 5 copies of this game. Can you believe that? I can't. Actually, I totally can. It's totally awesome. All right, so... Right. Okay, we're gonna try writing that out again. It's an awesome name. I just totally read what I was typing. Why not? Okay, that was weird. I want to come up for a second. Well, everybody's waiting to see who's winning, so I'm not surprised. So you know that it's gotten a little quiet. And one more. There we go. All right, it's taking a little. I don't know why. Sometimes it takes a little. There we go. All right, so congratulations to Alien Weevil, Chowmain89, Crazy Redbeard, Spectrum 13, and JS Random Numbers in the chat for you, Dev. And yay, Gremlin sounds for the voiceover IP. We definitely yeah, we'll get that fixed. Absolutely. So please make sure that you message me sometime during the next hour. I'm gonna take a bit of a break for dinner, and I will go send all the winners that I have right now. And yeah. I'll pick the hour 12 winners first, and then go on break. Probably a little bit closer to actually 10 o'clock. So if you are waiting, I apologize. It will be coming after that time. So. Go on, drop down. At some point, I'm excited because the Night Furies will likely start showing up, and I can actually make some progress on they only come out at night, which I have not been working on, because when I am trying to deal with bugs, which, as I said, is definitely the time where what I do, it's frustrating because night is not useful when I'm trying to reproduce bugs, because half the time I can't see. So, absolutely. No worries. It happens. I'm enjoying this, keeping the door closed. I never do that, but I love it because it is the proper thing to do. So, more power to you for doing it. I'm still waiting on this blessed. I'm gonna have to go searching for that stuff, aren't I? All right, what am I missing from my arm guards? I have that. I have that. Ooh, I just need one more piece of coal. All right, I'm gonna have to go and yeah, I'm gonna go have to find it. Yes, Alien. But one of the reasons why I test the way I do is I need to make sure that I can reproduce it, so that when we are going to try and fix it, we have steps to ensure that this is exactly how the bug occurred, and without that, because I test in the actual live version of the game. I don't test in a beta or a dev build. We have our QA team does that instead. So when I'm talking about testing bugs, I'm trying to reproduce when someone has posted something on the forums, so that I can write up reproduction steps for our QA team, so that when they are doing it, they're doing it in dev, but I'm doing it in live. So I wouldn't have those options. So, absolutely, Marine, I'll let you know. Welcome back, Ramus. Shy, sorry. Oh, brain. Not so much. We have talked about doing in-game events, and there aren't any in the way that you're thinking of, but there are definitely like locations that you can go to find named mobs. Part of what we are looking at is there are random spawns for all creatures. You know, they have all these different spawners, and when you're in an area, they can or may not spawn, depending on, you know, who's there and what's happening and what feels like spawning. No, absolutely not, Shy Guy. Please don't apologize. I love the questions. Please keep them coming. That being said, there are different encounters within those named mobs. Things like Lycor's encounter, he comes with a bunch of undead furies. So if you go over to the ruins in where he's located, you're gonna have a longer fight. But at present, I mean, part of it is we wouldn't, like, if you were to build in Argo, which is part of what we consider the starting area, it's on the edge of the starting area because enemies and bad guys actually are attracted to the pre-placed towns. That could be really problematic for a brand new player who might get stuck and die and have a poor poorer experience, rather than like where we're building, which is out in the middle of nowhere, and something like that could happen. At this point, it doesn't. But yes, absolutely, it would be a lot of fun. Alien, I am the community manager. So I do a lot of different things. Primarily, I make sure that there are ways so that information is being passed both ways, both from the community to the dev team and then from the dev team to the community. So, yes, absolutely. Helion probably has not received a ton of balancing recently. I know Lycor is considered the top, and he's been rebalanced. His encounter, if you will, has been rebalanced multiple times. And yes, no, there is no use for charcoal. I should probably poke Chris about that because he's honestly probably forgotten. So I will poke him. But that being said, it might be because something else is not in yet. But yeah, so you could just keep, similar to Nightbloom flowers that weren't used for a really long time, you can just keep a bag of them somewhere. Oh, yay, plague. I need, no, get out of the menu. Get out of the damn menu. I know how to get out of the damn menu. Where, I need a plague wolf. Because I'm really hoping, there might be some decayed flesh. I'd really like to get a bigger bag. Not that I really need it, but... Plague wolf? Plague wolf? Plague wolf? Plague wolf? Hello? I don't see the plague wolf. Well, you know, funny you should say that, button pusher. As Sean can attest to, sometimes we tell him things that need to be fixed, i.e. spelling, and it takes me standing over his shoulder to point out the actual issue. And yeah, we've been trying to get a spelling mistake on a particular part fixed for a while, and it's just been shit. Chris. So he's the first to admit sometimes there is a reason why I run his life at the, no, I don't actually run his life. I run his schedule at the studio when it comes to interacting with folks, making sure that things are in his calendar and whatnot. And that's just because he's working on so many different things, just like all of us are, that he needs a little help. That's all. Yes. Yay, Sean, I'm so happy. Like I said, I literally walked over to his desk and pointed it out to him because I don't think he had any idea what I was talking about when I put it into email and when you put it into email. So anyways, Alien Pickle, yes, you can become diseased, and poisoned. No, not poisoned, just diseased. Yeah. And night is on its way out because the chirpers have gone away, which is fantastic. Oh, if you have passed the 3 lean-tos, hang a right and head up the hill. That's how you get up to us. It's once you find the 3 lean-tos with the fire pit, you want to start heading directly up the hill. Was there anything? Did I miss another question? No, I don't think so. I think I'm good. I hope I'm good. I apologize if I did miss your question. Yes, 3 lean-tos. It's in the shape of almost in a triangle. All the lean-tos point up the hill, so they all slope upwards. I suppose technically 2 sort of slope in together, and the third one slopes up. And the fire pit is right behind that third fire pit. What lasts for... What? What, Sean? I'm horribly confused. I don't understand. What lasts for... I'm so confused. No, what it is I have a different setting on, oops, I'm in the wrong section. If you go into options, and then settings, down here, I have draw monikers. So in chat, what you see on the name, that will change what you see where. One is the moniker is what you see in. Oh, Chirper. Chirper's chirp for 25 minutes. I got you. Absolutely. Thank you. Sin, I'd have to actually, you know what? I'd have to go look to see how many hours in the game. I can tell you how many hours I work in a week. It's over 40 for the most part, as is the same for all of us. We all work over 40 hours a week. And most of my time is primarily dedicated to Savage. Not all of it, but most of it. So let me take a look here. I'm not actually sure how much time I've put into the game. And I know somebody earlier asked me if I do have Steam. I absolutely do. That's so. Yeah. So 63 hours, which is not a lot, I realize, but at the same time, that was almost me ending the game because I was about to click the wrong thing. Bad me. Anyway, so yeah, I don't have a lot of game hours in because I'm normally answering questions on the forums and whatnot, and I didn't start playing the game until much later on in comparison to Chris, because Chris, of course, was on the project right from the start, and I've actually only been with Signal Studios since November, so I only have a couple of hours because of that. So, yep, there we go. So. It isn't. I mean, you know, I realize there are players who have me so beat. Sean and Dev, I'm sure, have like quadruple the amount of time that I do. And I fully admit that. I am not one of the top players. Never am going to be, because I'm not getting paid to play the game. Other than finding bugs and whatnot, and that's kind of a different. I log in, I try and reproduce a bug, and I log back out. I'm not one of the type to sit there and leave my game running. Mostly because I don't want to hear my fan run that loudly. I'll be honest. And I'm not suggesting necessarily that Chris is that type of person to do that, don't get me wrong, but it is, you know, I don't I work on a lot of different, yeah, Chris has been playing for a long time. Sean and Dev, what are you guys sitting at? Because I know, Dev, you were playing a crazy amount for a while. That's true. These guys, you gotta give these both of Sean and Dev these incredible props, because they've really have worked on the Savage Lands wiki, which if you guys haven't checked out, please do. In fact, everything that is written in game also exists on the wiki, and a whole bunch of the lore, which doesn't exist in game but has been talked about on streams. All of this kind of stuff, they have listened to our streams, they have written it down, they have gleaned bits of things from what Chris has said, and have drawn lines and whatnot. So if you're curious about what lore exists in the game, that is actually an amazing resource. Thank you very much, Moobot, for sharing that wiki link. And I absolutely appreciate you guys doing it. We are actually, we have a incredibly awesome community member whose name, I actually don't know his I'm blanking on his Twitter name. I'm pretty sure it starts with a D, and I feel terrible. And he's actually translating the game translating the wiki into Russian. In Russia, wiki translate you. Anyway, so if you speak another language and you want to help us translate it into your native language, or if you're comfortable with working, I hear a wolf. Please go ahead and do so. We would absolutely love to have that additional support. I can hear it, but I don't know where it is. Where is the wolf? I hear it. Somebody's fighting a wolf. I don't know where it is. Shy, farming and crops are we up to a couple of them? That is awesome. I love that. Oh, it's in the house. Oh, it's because the house has not been finished building, so they can walk through it. Ah, congratulations. Good job. I'm gonna see. Damn it, it didn't happen to have a decayed pelt on it, did it? Anyways, okay, farming. Farming sort of falls into the into the concept of respawning resources. We haven't decided. We would, as Chris pointed out again today, we're in a world basically stuck in the middle of winter. So growing crops in, say, a location like Siberia, where there is no summer ever, there's no growing season, obviously some things do grow. But right now, they already exist in the world. They're not growing in the world. They're just there. They could have been there from before Kerr made it winter. So, TLDR, we don't know how it would be going in. We'd have to figure out how to have something grow in a world that isn't really, it's full of inclemental weather. But it is definitely something that we are aware of. In terms of, finding food, hunting is definitely your best, option, because you have wolves that run at you all the time. So, and then, yes, there are things that you can grow. It's just, the point is that we'd have to find a way and a logic way in that particular thing that wouldn't break the overall concept of the game, which is a harsh winter environment. So, it's not a no, it's that we have not come up with the answer yet. If you take a look at it, and I know you guys understand this, I don't mean to imply that you don't. We're honestly making this up as we go, and most games, if not all games that you have probably experienced, you wouldn't be seeing a game in this state ever, where we don't have all the answers because we haven't done it. So, excuse me. That is that's your respawn point. If you click it and the thing shook a little bit and it has a blue glow and a bit of sound to it, that means you've turned on your respawn point. Woo! Ugh. And that is a lovely voice over IP gremlin. One day we will get the gremlins out of that system. You might have, there might be in Town Hall, there was an axe in the Town Hall. If not, I can give you, I don't know if it's actually still in here. There are basic clothing in here too, and there's a worn metal harness if you, a leather harness, and a helmet and some boots if you want to come and actually gear up if you're still naked. I'm not sure if you are. And there is an axe in here, in fact, a worn metal axe, which will allow you to get some tools going. So you can at least go in and thwack a tree. Otherwise, somebody might be so polite as to give you some metal to make you a basic hammer, because a hammer is kind of useful to have. And I think I might actually be able to help you out with that. Let me go take a look. Hammer and hatchet. I need to go get some wood logs. Yeah, I just need wood. I will go chop a tree for you. Oh, never mind. I'll make you a hammer then. I just need to go get some wood. Pick up. Oop. We are starting to push out and push out and push out. Did the mountain turn into what? Oh. Yep, that happens. There are things that lay around and are fun that you can find all over the world. There are spawners that happen. So. Alright. I will give you no diff there's not. And the reason why there's not, it is to force you to continue to move around. I actually like the going out and bringing back and just bringing stuff back with me. I don't mind the trek, if you will. So that's why I chose. We can do that. But I like seeing the progression from building something to realizing that if you are hitting a rock, just FYI, and after 4 to 5 hits, you don't get anything. There is a known bug right now where that is on the client side. It still sounds like it's harvestable, but it isn't on the loot side or on the host side. So if after 4 or 5 hits on a rock you're not getting anything, move on. And we know, and we're trying to fix that one, but it's annoying us a little. Butt wiggle. Got it. I love the butt wiggle. I know it's unintentional because it's trying to do too many things, but I love the little butt wiggle that a wounded deer does. So. Crafting is actually pretty easy. All you really need to do is press K and look at your recipes. As you find items and materials, you will unlock new recipes and whatnot. And once you've learned them, you don't, even if you use up the items, you don't have to. Yes. Yeah, Jackie. That's right, Jackie. I read that email earlier, and now I'm blanking on it. And thanks, Sean. Appreciate it. Anyway, so crafting is just hit K and go to town. You can see what you need to collect constantly. So, hello, Spectrum. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining us. Yes, for update 12. Yeah, so that will be in with the next beta patch. Oop, sorry, I didn't mean to steal that. Hang on. Let me give you some. There you go. Please take that. I apologize. Here, have some more wood and some more wood. And you can start crafting with various things. No, don't make me mad. Pout. All right. Clean up the skulls. I can't wait until you can. I have literally a entire building on my main game that is filled with nothing but skulls. I cannot wait until I can get rid of them. Just make them all go away because they will all be garbage collected. Yep. Looking forward to it. Nope, Spectrum, that is all you need to do, and then wait for me to take my next break, and then I will be sending them out. That is literally all you have to do. Just be patient. I'm sorry. And I appreciate you being patient. There we go. Get rid of that. Ooh, I can make more bone dust. I like making bone dust. I don't know why. I just like the concept of it. It's also kind of creepy, but whatever. Sorry, my brain just went la la la. What am I doing? Oh, I am. Ooh, hey, look, there's more stuff up there. I should get rid of that. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Should cook that. Actually. Flint. arrow. There we go. Might as well use up what I've got. Because why not? And then we go over and make cloth shreds. And then bandages, because bandages. There we go, much better. And hey, I can even cook some meat. Remember, folks, always make sure that you've got cooked meat on you. And whenever you are in town, make sure that you cook some meat. Yep, yep. Whoop, I did not mean to pick that one up. This can get dropped again. There we go. Yep, our 12 will be 6 winners, if you can believe that. What is the difference between the two arrows? One is made with wood sticks, and the other one is made with wood logs. And we did that so that if you had a bunch of wood sticks, you could make individual ones, because the log will do a batch of 5. But if you don't have 5 pieces of flint,